Hello YouTube, welcome back to Just Eat Lap Guides. My name is Foch and welcome to the mountain in the Ferrari 296. The famous, glorious Mount Panorama circuit. One of the most punishing tracks in the sim. Really awards bravery and commitment to all the high-speed sections. I don't think it's technically the most difficult circuit, but you can find time basically anywhere here. And it does have definitely one of the trickiest sections. While the circuit itself might not be that technical throughout most of it, their skyline section, the descent from the mountain, definitely is one of the more difficult parts of any racetrack in Assetto Corsa Competizione. And there's really no shortcuts to getting good here. It is really all about confidence, about commitment, about getting close to those walls. There's always time to be found by driving ever so slightly closer to the wall. Don't really have to worry about track limits here, as you'll very easily be able to tell when you have extended them by smacking a wall. The back straight as well, absolutely famous, super long, so low wing is required, making everything so much more complicated than it otherwise would be. Top speed definitely quite important, especially if you plan to overtake anyone at any point. Let's talk about the braking points on lap 2. Already sent it for a hot lap, didn't quite get into the 59s, but someone with a bit more commitment definitely could with the setup I'm running. So turn 1, we are looking for the 100-meter board, then the wall changes colors, and that's roughly our braking point. Want to get on power very early because we have the first big straight of the circuit. We're lining up on the left. The braking marker for turn 2 is gonna be the side road. We start braking just before it ends. And we don't stay on the outside for too long, as this corner is cambered and the outside goes off camber. So we want to stay on the outside. This is turning in car length, and then we go on the brakes. Don't miss the apex like I did there. And now we just go flat out basically until the skyline. Can rev the Ferrari quite a bit. Try not hitting this wall. The closer you go, the more open this corner is going to be. Turning in just before the curb on the second part, and this is the tricky part. We tap the brake, we go close to the wall on the right, tap the brake again, and then again. A little bit of a tap before the dipper, and then get on power when the car is stable. Lifting here, and then braking just before we go over the crest. Really easy to lock up, and also really easy to go on throttle too early and bonk the outside wall. Obviously, we want to stay out of the walls at all costs, as the damage can build up and ruin the straight line speed of your car. And now for this corner, we're looking for a 150-meter board, braking just after it. Don't want to hit the inside curb. Don't want to go over the outside curb. And then for the last corner, we're looking at the first grid slot, braking after it, downshifting to first. Can exit the corner in first or second. But that is a rough guide of Mount Panorama reference points that I'm using. So here's the setup. The only important thing to note on the tire tab is that we're running quite a bit of negative toe on the front and a little tiny bit of positive toe on the rear. Can go more positive toe for more stable feeling car. Traction control, we're running TC6. Map 6 is also something you can consider. On the mechanical tab, this is rather safe way to set the car up. It's definitely more on the understeery side, but that's partly also due to the aero tab. Kind of mid-range dampers, a lot of rebound on the front, just to assist with the rotation. And then, of course, the aero tab, 5-wing, running positive rake, I guess. So the front is higher than the rear, just because the aero balance with such low wing is really tricky to manage in this car. So rotation is fine here. The car feels okay. The pace is pretty decent, so there isn't really much to complain about. So that is the setup. I'll leave you with a hot lap, and I'll see you on the next one.